Hello and welcome back to Compiler Programming. Let's continue where we left off, which is with this code where we have basically complete version of printing integers, but once I ended the video, I remembered a couple of things that we still need to do here, so let's start with that. And the first thing is going to be with the negative number. So if I do -42 and I run test, we will still have, well, we actually have completely weird thing here, which is interesting, I guess, because all of them end up being negative and we end up with negative numbers. So let's fix that. And to fix it, let me think how I want to do that. Well, so we count the digits, and the count of digits actually does not change if you have a negative number, because it doesn't matter if you divide the last one or -1 by, for example, by 10, it's still going to be 0. I don't think that like integers don't really have -0. You can have -0 as a float, but not as an integer. So once we have a count, we can say that if integer is less than 0, actually I will do it like that. Need to think about how to do it the best. So using here count to specify what is going to be the length. So I guess I actually want to do it, not sure, I guess like this. Count is count plus 1, but we shouldn't actually increase the index, or we should. That's an interesting question, I guess. Oh, well, if integer, blah, blah, blah. So we definitely need to do this, right? So we set it to be whatever is the minus. Right now we don't support this stuff, so we cannot really actually have character literals. So I want to look up what is the character code of minus for now. So this is 45. Okay, so this is what we can say, that minus code is 45. So we will put that at the position 0. The issue is that we are going backwards, and so I guess we will do it like that. We will start with 0, and we say while index is less than count, and we will not increase count here, but we will actually, yes, we will increase the count, and we will say that index is 1, like that. We will now be increasing index, but we will only be increasing it at the end. And here we would say, actually, we can increase it right away. And we would say count minus index. Something like that. Let's see what that ends up being. So something does not really compile. And the question, okay, so that's again semicolon after if. Could not reuse expression count. Where is that expression that you cannot reuse? Oh, here. So I guess this is time for us to figure out this binary minus. And I think the way we gonna deal with that is we are going to just make the binary minus have bigger precedence than the unary minus, and let's see if that will solve the issue. Rewrite, so actually that would be a bad one for copying, rather copy plus, right? We say rewrite plus, and we have rewrite minus, we have minus, okay, minus here. It's also probably worth cleaning this up at some point, but that's okay. So we have negative literal as the first thing, and we can leave it like that because this will actually apply to just literals. So maybe that's okay. Let me recheck that it actually applies to just negative literal. Yeah, it matches only on integer, so fix me is still there, but it's slightly different. Allow unary minus on any expression. I guess something like that. Okay, let's see if that works. So it builds, but let's see if that actually does something. So now it complains that we are trying to subtract memory from register, which is not something that apparently we have in encoding. Let's check that. So R8, M8. And we really don't have that. So let me open up the table from this very nice website, and we can go to sub, and we want to add 8, and my bet is this is going to be 28, but let's see if I'm correct. So yeah, this is 28, RM8, 8, and this should be 2A, which is going to be R8, RM8. Yes, this stuff. Okay, so they follow pretty standard pattern. That means that this is 80. Let's do that as well. So 80, RM8, immediate 8, and finally, and we don't have 82 because this is already immediate 8, right? We don't have anything else. So there is this 2D that specifically targets AX, but right now we don't have that encoding because this is only interesting for optimization reasons. It's not actually interesting for anything else. So, and we are not at all in optimization area right now, so that's fine. Okay, we still have an issue, and the issue is that we forgot to flip the integer, and this is where the minus bites again, so I'll have to do something stupid like this, but I mean, it's still correct math, it's just looks slightly weird, but I can survive it for now. one step at a time. Okay. So the issue here is that we end up with a 0 that is a byte instead of an S32, and this is something and that also needs to be maybe fixed, or maybe this is okay, I don't know. Let's see how it feels like later on. So that did not seem to fix the issue in any shape or form. So let's actually comment all of this out. And I want to check just the minus. Let's start with that. So we should have the minus at the first position. Yes, we do have it. So the rest is just the problem with the logic here. Okay, we start with index 1. Yeah, then we shouldn't be doing so count is, the count will be 2. We make count 3. We start with index 1, index is less than count, and now index is 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. This seems like correct position to me. And we are putting the digit there. Okay. I put this in the wrong place somehow. So let's see if that will be better. Okay, we have 42, but the index is still wrong. Okay, so again, at this point, count is supposed to be 2. Then we make index, so this is now 3. Index is 2. 3 minus 2 should be 1. Okay, let's open up the debugger and stare at assembly for a bit, and I can close this encoding stuff, I guess. Also, flipping maybe not working correctly. I don't know. Okay, let's see. We have function spec. We already have a breakpoint here. Let's run. And let's go to the assembly. Let's step inside. Go here. This is the main function. Where is the jump? So I want breakpoint actually here. After we calculated the size. So let me move things around. So this breakpoint, this move 0, is this index equals 0. Okay, we are loading 0 into integer for compare. We are comparing, and blah blah blah. It's not equal. We are doing this add, and this is like this count is count plus 1. So this is 89. Let me stretch this a bit so we can see. So 89 is supposed to be index or account. Wait. What are we trying to put here? Okay. So this is result. This is very strange. I guess A3 is our count. A3. This is 2. Okay. This is fine. So, wait. Now count is 2. That doesn't seem right. So that means that before that, no, we haven't updated it yet. No. So yeah, now it's 3. Okay, this is what I would expect. Then we load this 90 is index. This is index. Index is now 1. That seems correct. Then we are doing this set, which will look with a lot of... actually, no, this is easy. So IL, yeah. Wait. I'm a bit confused now. 2D. I believe is 42. Okay, no, 45. Okay, so yeah, at A8, it means that we have our yeah. So this is the buffer. Okay, so we set the buffer, and then now we are doing this stuff where we are very inefficiently making a 0. So we are first clearing AL, and then we are extending it to full EX, so full 32 byte. I mean, it is correct behavior. Then we are doing a bunch of completely unnecessary moves. And then we are finally doing a sub. And we end up with a positive number. So that's good. And we are saving that number. Okay. So 7D is supposed to be, I think, the input. At least that's my understanding, that integer is 7D. Now, okay. We are loading some byte, which is, I guess, index. We are loading other stuff. So we 90 is 1 and 7CH, that's just the temp, and A3 is 3. Yeah, so we are comparing that index is less than count. It's supposed to be not less, so we will go here, so that's fine. We add to 90. Yeah, so 90 is now 2, so index correctly got to 2. That seems fine. This is where we divide. I don't care about that. That is correct. So we end up with 2 in RDX, and then we are moving that into some temporary value. Okay, that's all good. It seems fine. I think the issue ends up being in the place where we are setting the... So basically, I'm interested in this instruction. Can I run the cursor? Yeah. So R10 is 10. So that seems fine to me. AL is 32, which is, I believe, 48 not hex. So can I do this hex? Rex. So yeah, hex 32, and if I remove this, it's 50, so it's 48 plus 2. That seems correct. That's very, very interesting. So I would expect to see now -4 here. Oh, it's -2. Yeah, I'm... This... So index should be, I guess, afterwards. Let's try it like that. Okay. It works with the minus. Let's see if it works with the plus. It doesn't work with the plus. So that means that one of the adjusting things shouldn't be changed. Which is very interesting. So I guess I should always start with an index 1 now. 4. Okay. These off by 1 errors are always somehow break my mind, and I'm not sure what is the right thing. So let's go through this. For the positive case, we start with 0, we end up with this ends up being 2, and I guess we do need to start with 0 here, and then so let's just check that. This is not correct, and this is not correct because so basically it should be count -1 minus index, and this is first of all something that we have not actually checked if that works at all. Yeah, it doesn't know how to deal with these things, I guess. So let's be explicit for now. I guess it tries to do -1 like this. So let's do it that way. So we end up with 62. That does not seem correct at all. Yeah, because that's actually not not the right way to do that. So we say count minus index and -1. So like that. Okay, we got to 42. Now again with the this stuff, and we have 0.42. That does not seem to be correct. So I guess I do need to start index with this. Which apparently doesn't do anything. I'm very, very confused. What if I don't do either of those things? So now we end up with 42. Okay, if I start index with 1, we should end up with um, still 42. Ah, okay, yeah. Um, yeah, this is a very easy mistake to make, so maybe I actually want to disallow to shadow variables. I haven't decided on that. So now I end up with an extra index. So it almost feels like I have to do this, which is really, really strange. No. Okay, now I'm just trying to brute force it, which is not good. Okay, so for negative case, we still have 2 here. We set this to 0. Well, so integers less than this, so we set it to 1 because we want to... Actually, no, this one is still gonna be 0. What we want to, essentially, we want to move the buffer, actually. So let's do that. And we say that digit buffer is buffer plus 1. I think I allow to do it that way. Actually, it's buffer. And otherwise it is should be buffer plus 1, and then I use a digit buffer in here, and I can actually move it like this, and this is not necessary, and we can try it now. Okay, so apparently I cannot do it that way. This is very, very unfortunate. Well, we are gonna hack it now. I don't want to spend much more time on this. So what I'm gonna do is I will do 2 calls, which is quite bad, but it's fine. So I will say that minus is 45, and then I will just output minus and negate this stuff, and then do buffer, and then print it this way. Let's see if that works. Minus 0, 0. that is not very encouraging. If I how is that outputting a minus somehow messes up with the rest of this stuff? This is very, very confusing. So this is the stack variable. I mean, this line actually looks fine. But then this goes totally bananas once I do that. Which makes no sense to me. It looks like very soon we have to invest into some debugging tools for all of this stuff. Apparently. Okay, well, so that doesn't work. Let's do another one where we have it like this. Start index is 1. I'm gonna move minus code back into here. And then we still need set array item. And I will say that this is minus code, and here we would say start index plus count, and here is start index plus count minus index. Let's try that. Here I'm setting at the wrong place. Okay, we finally have minus 42. Do we still have 42? Okay, that is very bad printing routine, but at least we have what we want. And there is one final one where we're supposed to be printing 0, and we will not be, right? We are not printing anything at all because we end up with count as 0. And there's another condition, so we need to say that if count is 0, then count is 1. And the problem here is that we don't have equals, which we can add. Token rewrite equals. This is gonna be like this, and I think it's like this, and we need to add that to our stuff here where we have less than and greater than. So here, nothing really new. Yes, okay. So finally we have working routine, so we can commit that and say fixed negative and 0 number printing. Okay, so that is the part about number. Now there is the bigger part about this stuff. So we start with a 0. And then we don't do this, and we do this, and then I want to say print I. And here Well, that is actually fine. We can do this. And let's see what happens. Last time I tried it, it went into, yeah, it did that. So that's not very encouraging. And that's because I'm stupid and this is supposed to be equals. Yeah, I think I definitely want to disallow shadowing at least until we have pretty good support for debugging. So it looks like we can output indeed the number. So that's pretty good. Let's try to see if we can do Fizz Buzz. That would be quite interesting. Unsupported byte size when dividing. And what is that byte size exactly? I need to get to function C. Supported byte size when dividing. I guess it cannot divide the byte. That's interesting. Let me get back to Firefox. Firefox. So div. Can you divide a byte? Yes, you can. div, but we don't have that option. So it will divide ax by, yeah, this makes sense. So this should be f6. Oops, I said f6 rm8, and this is still /7, so that's fine. But cdq, so this is sign extending of ax. Okay, so in this case it doesn't actually use dx, so we don't need to do the extension, so that's fine. I can change that case 1, we just say break, and no need to assign extends into the register. Okay, let's try that. We don't know what print number is. That's because I removed it. And we need to say print number is 1. Mm. This does not seem to be doing the right thing. That's interesting. So let's reread that again. We are sign dividing ax by, oh, okay, yeah. So here's the problem. This is gonna be very, very annoying to do. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna just do this. This should work now. This is supposed to be 0. This is supposed to be 0. Woohoo! We have Fizz Buzz. Obviously, formatting is pretty terrible, but it is what we wanted to have. So that's really, really, really nice. Now, I don't want to leave it like this here, I guess. So if if descriptor byte size is 1, then we do something, otherwise we do this. So this is not something we have done at all, and this is moving from AH to AL. I'm not even sure that is a thing that we can do. Move AL, AH. Okay, it is a thing that we can do, which is nice, but I have no idea how to encode AH as a register. So let's quickly see. If I figure out how to do it fast, then I'll do it. If not, I will leave it for another time. Okay, so basically, if we have a there is no byte version of SP, BP, SI, and DI. Instead of it, we have AH, CH, and DH and BH. So that would be something like reg A, actually to result, and I need to say value register for descriptor and register AH. And now we need to go to value and say that this is also that thing. This is AH. Like all these three ones, they are all the same code, but depending on the rest of the stuff, they end up being different things. So this is CH, and this is EH, and this is BH, right? Yeah. Okay. This is quite annoying, but it's fine. Let's see if I can get rid of this cast. And it works. Amazing. Cool. So this is very, very nice. I think one final thing I want to try to do is say new line is 13, if I'm not mistaken. And after each of them, I want to output a new line and 1. Let's see if that's what I want. So apparently doing this stuff makes it really unhappy. So what if I do that? Actually, probably then I will need to do 2. Okay, so there is definitely something wrong with the write file and how we do the call, so I will debug it at some other time. Okay, this is very nice. We have Fizz Buzz. That means that we can pass an interview with some companies now in mass language. So this is pretty cool. Thank you very much for watching and hopefully see you next time.